I'm Ashton Addison from the Crypto Coin Show, and today on Blockchain Interviews with Andrey Sazanov, Business Development and Marketing Lead at Amulet, here with us to discuss all things DeFi, risk, the latest in the Solana blockchain, staking and restaking as well. I'm excited to dive into all those topics and more. Thank you so much, Andrew, for coming today.
Thank you very much for the warm intro, Ashton. I really appreciate the opportunity to speak today. And yeah, really excited to share more about what we are building in Amulet and FortLayer. And yeah, thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. And I've been following Amulet for a few years, and I know the Solana ecosystem has grown significantly since the platform started. And from what I understand, it really originally started out as risk management and insurance, but has now grown out to a full-on DeFi hub, staking, restaking, and the like. Can you talk a little bit about a high level on what is Amulet now in this latest V3 version that the team has released?
For sure, yeah. Let me give you a quick overview and let's look back into Amulet V1 and V2 so our listeners understand the context and rationale behind V3 and V2 and V1. So Amulet is one of the OG projects in Solana ecosystem. We launched in 2022 and as the first and only DeFi insurance platform on Solana. And we offered protection against risk like smart contract risk and hacks. And since then, we've evolved into V2 version because we saw that there is a fragmented user experience in Amulet V1 where users need to go to Amulet to buy the insurance and go to another platform to hunt for yield. So the user experience wasn't the best, and we realized that issue, and we actually combined yield with insurance in one place. So with the introduction of V2, where we expanded also into different layers and blockchains like layer 2 on Ethereum, Optimism, Polygon zkVM, and of course Ethereum mainnet. To offer this unique service, I would say, and features to a broader audience, DeFi audience. And we took a step further with Amulet V3, where we realized that current narrative in whole crypto space is that everything is fragmented. Everything is fragmented. Like you can look at the layer 2's liquidity is fragmented. Look at the DeFi, there is no solutions that are unifying services in one place. So that's what we are trying to do in Amulet V3. We are building a unified DeFi hub on Solana, which is putting all DeFi services in one place.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And I think it's a great path to go on because yes, there are people that need insurance and to mitigate risk, definitely, especially when they're looking at more speculative assets and new assets that are just coming out, as opposed to stock market that's been around for decades. But there's still so many people as well that need to look into just DeFi in general or just looking for yield more so than insurance. And then, yeah, hey, let's get the insurance as well. But to have it in one spot, it only makes sense. I feel like it's a logical step to grow the audience even bigger.
Yep, exactly.
So can you explain what exactly is in the V3 in the DeFi hub? You're able to stake, lend, borrow. What exactly are the things that you can do with your assets there?
Absolutely. So for now, it's the just first release of Amulet V3, and we introduced liquid staking, liquidity provision, or liquidity mining, if you like, and of course, yield aggregator with built-in protection, and we also provide coverages for different protocols on Solana. Currently, we listed about 30 plus protocols that you can buy coverage on. yeah, and of course, we are excited to introduce more features in the upcoming months. And one of the features will be, as you mentioned, restaking, borrowing and lending, leverage farming, and yeah, I will keep some things for ourselves, since I would not reveal all the alpha.
There's a lot coming. That's really exciting to hear. I think it's a great step in the right direction. Now, there's a lot of people that are holding SOL on Solana, and they're probably not even staking it or doing anything with DeFi because maybe they're afraid to touch it, or maybe they just don't know what are the options out there. Could you explain a little bit more about if I was a basic user that just had the SOL token in a mobile or extension wallet, what exactly do I need to do? I go to Amulet and I can just one-click stake it and get a certain yield, or like how easy are you making it for new users that aren't interacting with smart contracts like this yet?
So yeah, you can come to Amulet, deposit your Solana, and receive the empty SOL. It's representing your ownership of or in the staking pool, and yeah, use these empty SOL in different yield strategies on other DeFi protocols or directly on Amulet. But yeah, let's dive deep into how the staking works for those of us who are not really familiar with SOL staking. So involves delegating, SOL staking involves delegating your tokens to validators and help to secure the Solana network. So you still maintain the ownership of your tokens while you're delegating, but you're transferring the trust to the validator to verify the transactions. So as everybody knows, Solana works on the proof of stake system, where validators with more tokens they have larger influence in validating the transactions. And in Amulet, we are streamlining this mechanism for users, since you can just click one button and receive your empty SOL and go to enjoy staking rewards with other rewards using your empty SOL. So yeah, I think on Amulet it's really straightforward and simple, especially for users who are not very familiar with DeFi. So you need to just click one button and enjoy these juicy yields on Solana.
Great, thanks for explaining that, Andrew. And now, when you receive the anti-SOL, is that, and you're able to use it inside of the DeFi Hub even more, is that where the restaking versus staking gets involved? Maybe you can explain a little bit. If so, what is staking? What is restaking? What can you do with these derivative assets?
For sure, yeah. So currently you can use empty SOL in liquidity mining. So you provide liquidity in DeFi Hub, Amulet DeFi Hub. But also, yeah, as you mentioned, we are very excited to introduce restaking of empty SOL once FortLayer will be launched, and restaking basically leverages already staked assets to provide additional security for the network, and it allows users to further secure the network. Here we talking about Ethereum or Solana to use their staked assets and get rewarded for it. So we will definitely enable a restaking of empty SOL in FortLayer.
It's interesting how it works. So you stake SOL, you're getting anti-SOL when your SOL is delegated, and then also you can stake the anti-SOL again, and then that actually makes the Solana network even more secure because you're double staking. Is that correct?
In FortLayer, we are taking a bit different approach than, for example, EigenLayer on Ethereum. Since FortLayer is application-centric restaking layer on Solana, so it's designed to enhance the security of Solana dApps by merging risk pooling and restaking. And risk pooling spreads the risks across multiple participants, while restaking is used to bolster the security and grow the asset pool. So to summarize it, basically we are focusing more on the risk management rather than crypto economic risks like EigenLayer is focusing on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And with FortLayer, is that something separate from Amulet, or is it an app on it?
Yeah, so Amulet is a sub-project of, FortLayer is a sub-project of Amulet, and it was designed to better capture this restaking meta on Solana that is currently growing, and of course all the stakeholders of Amulet ecosystem will be like I would say rewarded, and also it will be very beneficial for all the stakeholders of Amulet ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think restaking and EigenLayer, as we've seen, has been a growing value proposition. There's billions getting locked into restaking to help secure the networks. So I feel like extending this further into Solana and staking more different types of assets and derivatives, it only makes sense. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. And now you mentioned there about FortLayer and restaking the derivative assets. It helps grow dApps, or decentralized applications on Solana. So would that help secure the network for DEXs, other or just Amulet itself, or what inside Solana is actually being secured when you're restaking these tokens?
So currently, our restaking solution will be used primarily for protecting the apps against various risks within the app, like hacks, operational risks, and potentially market risks. So we are not protecting, I would say, the crypto economic risks like EigenLayer is doing, because it's not needed on Solana. Solana has the different tech stack. If you, in comparison to Ethereum, it's monolithic blockchain rather than modular blockchain. So we are focusing on the apps. We are focusing on the security of the apps and and risk management of the apps. So actually, what is secured is, to simply answer your answers, smart contract risks and operational risks.
Yeah. I feel like the way that Amulet started out, focusing on risk specifically and insurance and protecting and mitigating losses, is what the backbone of most DeFi hubs should be, because you're playing with speculative assets compared to something that's been around for decades or centuries. That you should be understanding the risks more. So how much of a focus moving forward is on that risk mitigation and also the insurance part, which was the V1 of Amulet, versus all of the other DeFi functionality that continues to grow and expand and build derivatives from?
So since our beginnings, our primary goal and our mission was always to keep DeFi safe and also provide this secure and simple environment for all users in DeFi space. So I think for us, it's in our roots that we will definitely expand these risk management features and built-in protection further within our Amulet ecosystem, and and our hub. So yeah, it's our core feature, and we'll definitely be expanding it for different use cases.
Mm-hmm. And now Solana itself, the value locked, grew significantly since last year. But I feel like over the since the spring of the Bitcoin all-time high, Bitcoin sort of acts a little bit as a gatekeeper of growth for other platforms and the whole blockchain ecosystem when it's going down or going sideways. What have you seen being deep in the Solana ecosystem in terms of growth over the past few quarters and this year? Do you think that it's favored over other blockchains, or do you see the ecosystem continuing to grow strong despite Bitcoin going sideways at the moment?
I think that currently Solana ecosystem is definitely growing, and we saw like big demand for deepened projects for also like in general DeFi, but of course meme I would say this cycle is a meme cycle, so there are more projects building some degen projects or meme projects. But in general, I think the Solana community was and is looking for DeFi solutions, and yeah, you mentioned Bitcoin, and I think there is a strong correlation between these communities and the interest in Solana. Like in the interest on Bitcoin is very strong, and we expect a significant inflow of assets from BTC to Solana, and this is actually what we are doing in FortLayer. We will enable restaking for BTC assets bridge to Solana. So in general, I think the Solana ecosystem will be growing, and there is a very good opportunity for BTC related projects coming to Solana.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've also seen throughout the summer, despite Bitcoin consolidating since the April all-time high, an influx of Bitcoin staking, Bitcoin DeFi, which can also be bridged more easily to Solana more than ever as the technology continues to evolve. I feel like that's something that Amulet should probably latch onto, because there's, compared to Ethereum and Eigenlayer that's already been staking billions, the market cap of Bitcoin is even bigger, and a lot of people haven't really got into DeFi because of the infrastructure is still growing on Bitcoin, but I feel like it's very promising.
Yep.
That's awesome. And one other thing you mentioned there about the communities and the narratives on Solana, and people who've been in the space have seen it more often, and it's becoming more mainstream, is meme coin communities or community-based projects. Those also can get involved in DeFi, and they can have strong standing tokens that are now reaching over $1 billion market cap, which is crazy to think of a few years ago, but it's become reality. Is Amulet dealing with or looking at all the meme coin based communities and also inserting those types of assets into the platform?
So to start with, I think that this cycle we can describe as a meme cycle, as I mentioned before, and meme coins are indeed becoming a gateway for retail users to enter the Web3 space. And while Amulet currently doesn't offer the direct protection for the meme coins, we are definitely looking into the meme coin communities, and that's why we recently listed pump.fun on Amulet, so users can buy coverages against smart contract risks. And yeah, I think for all of us, as you mentioned, the biggest challenge would be to like make this smooth transition between meme coins to DeFi, to convert these users from only meme coin traders to DeFi users. And I think if we can accomplish this, we will be definitely being one of the leading DeFi protocols on Solana.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. And I could see how people that are trading meme coins, a lot of traders that are trading meme coins, what I've seen is, the contract has been around for a very short amount of time, and sometimes it lasts, a lot of times it doesn't last. I feel like insurance or protection or risk mitigation in those types of scenarios, maybe there's even a premium on it because you're paying more because it's more risky, of course, than Solana token itself. But I could definitely see a market for it.
Yep, I totally agree. Yeah, we are definitely looking into it right now. So yeah, very excited. Topic.
Very cool. And I'm optimistic, but I feel like Bitcoin can only consolidate for so many months. It's already been throughout the entire summer of 2024. I feel like heading towards the election now in the end of 2024, Bitcoin's looking for a next leg up, and I feel like Solana and the other assets will hopefully pull up to the upside with it. Are you optimistic, or what do you think about the growth of the Solana ecosystem specifically, where Amulet is moving towards the end of this year and into next year?
So yeah, as I mentioned, I'm very optimistic for the future of Solana, mainly because of the community. So I think that Solana has the strongest community I've ever seen, because I used to build projects on EVM chains, and I didn't see such community. It's like a tribe, and yeah, I'm really optimistic about that. And definitely one of the goals for Solana is open up the doors for other communities to grow this community. So, and regarding the rest of the year, we've got for Amulet, we've got some exciting things lined up, and we'll be expanding liquid staking strategies, introducing more features like restaking pools, liquid restaking, launching a swap, and within Amulet V3. And of course, we are constantly working on new partnerships, token listings. We recently were listed on GoPex, one of the leading Korean exchanges, and yeah, also excited for the FortLayer launch. And of course, we'll be working through the bear market, bull market. It doesn't matter. As you might know, like Amulet experienced the darkest time of Solana. So for us, it's despite the market, we are also always building and delivering products.
It's very cool and great to hear about that Korean exchange. I know the Korean blockchain week, Southeast Asia overall has been very hot. I saw something about Amulet also joining in Singapore and these other Solana conferences. What are you most looking forward to with the communities, and in-person communities as well? I feel like are even more important to be able to see people's faces.
Yeah, we are very excited to participate in Solana Breakpoint. Really looking forward to meet lots of our partners and community in Singapore. Our team will be there, and yeah, if you are around, just stop me and let's talk. I would be very, very happy to talk with you guys.
Sounds great, Andrew. And for those that are tuning in virtually, or maybe won't run into in Singapore, where's the best place to learn more about Amulet, DeFi Hub, and also in the community aspect? Where are the main communities where they can go and talk to others?
For sure. So I think I'd recommend you to join our Discord community, and of course follow us on Twitter to stay up to date. And yeah, I think the best place for all of it is just visit our website, amulet.org, and you will find everything you need.
Sounds great. I appreciate your insights into Solana, DeFi, DeFi Hub, staking, and restaking. I'm looking forward to the next updates for FortLayer and for Amulet. All the best to you and your team moving forward, and let's definitely follow up in the near future.
Thank you very much for having me.